Hey everyone, and we're back for this week. It's Conversations as Raiders Thrive. Mr. Asiyama, Miss Dawson, and I are here, and Miss Dawson's going to lead us off.
Yeah, I thought maybe today we would kind of do like an informal interview almost, and we're going to be just talking about, or I'm going to be asking some questions, and just to kind of get a feeling what we're all up to during these days. So let's start off with, I want to know a little bit about what are some of your favorite social distancing activities, something new you've done or even seen, or something that you really taken a liking to.
Go ahead,
To
Mr.
start
Dawson.
off, to start off, I think for me, a lot of things have changed because I'm very much so an outdoor person, right? I love getting out, being outside. I love being around people. So for me, it's kind of a 360. But things that I'm learning to find joy in now, and it took a while, just to kind of actually get my mind going and actually be able to kind of focus, is some of these home workouts, So being able to kind of put on a YouTube channel and just kind of exercise at home. I have a yoga mat that actually Miss Mulligan gave me a yoga mat. So I'm home and I'm trying to do a little bit of exercise and some stretching. And initially, obviously, I wasn't super happy to be doing this stuff at home and I kept telling myself, oh, you know what, the gym is going to open, things are going to get better. But I had to kind of, I'm better adjusted now, just really starting to do some of these workouts at home. So I'm able to get a good sweat at home and then kind of move on with my day without having, really feeling sluggish and stuff. So that's something I'm learning to enjoy now. It took some time, but it's actually beneficial.
Well, for me, so we were in the middle of renovating our basement, and the basement was going to be my creative space where I did my DIY crafts and stuff. So that got finished just before all this isolation happened.
Oh.
So this time has really made me more attentive to taking care of boundaries. So when I'm working, but taking time for me and focusing on that. And it's also my workout space as well. So I've got a yoga mat down there. I have a rowing machine. I have aerobic steps, free weights, and skipping ropes and stuff. Not that I do all of that at once. But that's my space. So it's making me attentive and I have time for it, because normally if we were at school, I'd be spending about 2 hours every day commuting.
Yep.
Right.
So,
right.
or longer, depending on traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So I have more time to actually pace myself. I'm not good at it. And, it's a slow start. It's like changing habits, which takes a while. But yeah, that I think I'm getting better at realizing how important it is to look after myself and do those things that I need to do to be healthy physically and mentally.
Some of the things that my friends and I have kind of got creative with was we've been doing, have you guys heard of like the house party app?
No.
App again. I'm all about the apps right now. It's like essentially it's like FaceTime, but it's called House Party, and they have a whole bunch of different games that you can play. So our favorite one is Heads Up. So they just make it accessible for you to play games with people while you're all in the comfort of your own home.
Wow.
So that's something we've been doing, and I think like seeing friends that like I have a pretty large group of friends that have stayed in contact since grade school and high school, and we don't see each other a lot anymore because we all have our own families and our own things going on. I think I've seen them more in the last 2 months than probably in the last year, because we'll say like, Saturday night at 8 o'clock, kids are in bed. Do you want to, jump on WhatsApp or whatever? And we'll just kind of gab and chat and just kind of have fun with it. So that's kind of been one of my favorite things that I've started doing.
Nice.
You know what? I love house party too. House parties.
It's good.
House parties, where is that? Yeah, you could be on it, just jumping into different rooms.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm
out.
old school. My friend and I, my good friend that I've known since grade 5, she lives in Ottawa. So we like board games. My husband does not like board games, sadly. So I said, hey, how about we play Scrabble? And she's like, what, the online version? I go, no, 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 no. If you have a Scrabble board, set up your
Yeah.
Scrabble board. I'll set up mine. And then,
Yes.
whatever words the other plays. Because that way, I don't know, we talked about how it's almost better than the digital because you're actually touching the tiles and it's tangible and it's fun. I get to sit at the board. I can pretend she's there and, have fun rather than digitally. So
Yeah.
that's something that we're doing. And we're also doing Boggle. So she's got Boggle. She shakes up the letter dice, and then she takes a picture of it, and then we work on it, and then we meet to discuss.
There you go. Creative.
Yeah, very creative.
And like you, I've probably seen her more, and since this isolation than I have in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So
I think what's happening is we all usually have places that we go, but because all those places are shut down, we're all making ourselves available in different ways to each other.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
All right. What's the next question?
Question number 2. What is something that you have gotten really good at over the last 72 days? Yes, I'm counting.
Yeah. So, and I counted weeks. It's the 11th week.
Yeah. You know what? For me, it's simple. I think a lot of students know I try to be fresh. So my barber is closed, as everybody knows. Barber's closed. So I've been doing a little do-it-yourself, trying to line up myself, trying to really kind of cut sometimes, just because I have to continue to be appropriate online like this. Sometimes I have a toque on. Some of the staff have seen my toque, but when I have to do videos like this, I've been trying to, kind of groom a bit and stuff. So I've gotten better just because I don't have the luxury of a barber. So this is Mr. A doing it himself, so it's not too bad.
I'd say I've gotten better at probably, this is going to sound cheesy and talk about putting myself out there and being vulnerable, but I almost think I'm better at my job. I don't know if I am, but I'm doing more. Like the necessity is the mother of all invention. So I'm really putting myself out there and probably doing more daily stuff than I were if I was in the school. But then again, I'm thinking I can't, be harsh on myself. If I'm at the school, right, how many kids drop in? And then, so I'm better at the technology stuff. Although yesterday, a little shout out to Ms. Thorpe. She saved my butt. So I'm going to hold office hours and she, helped me do it in a secure, safe way. So, but other than that, like, I don't know what.
No, you know what? I think that's a great point because technology and developing those skills and challenging yourself to kind of continue to be, I guess, valuable or contribute the same way, although you're not present. I think that in and of itself is something that you should be very proud of, and we're all.
Thank you.
I agree with you on that because you've been doing a great job at keeping all of us supported.
I'm not saying that to solicit praise, but thank you, Mr. A.
Appreciate it. I watch it, and we appreciate everything you're doing. So definitely,
thank you. I guess even not with the technology, adapting, right? Like it was hard, but okay, this is the reality. I've got to adapt. So I think I've gotten better at that, but I'm not sure.
That's it.
I'll put it out there. Sure, that's what I got better. How about you, Ms. Dawson? What have you gotten better at?
I think I've gotten better at multitasking, as my daughter's pulling at my leg right now. Could you tell? I was distracted.
This is real life, people. This is real life.
Definitely multitasking I've gotten good at, but I've also gotten good at like baking without the recipe in front of me because I've been doing so much of it.
You don't know how much flour, how much baking soda,
pretty much,
whatever.
Pretty much.
Oh, good.
Okay, so let's think a little bit about something that we're struggling with.
Oh dear.
Something that we might be struggling with.
I think for me, I'm still struggling with distancing.
Yeah.
I'm really, I'm just even realizing more and more how much, interacting with people, and I also see why I do the job that I do, right? I love to communicate with people. I literally live off of the energy that I get from my environment. So that's something that I'm struggling with, and I'm the person that's like always checking in on my friends and stuff. Why? Because I love to communicate with people, So that's something I'm struggling with. But it actually just really kind of showed me, wow, okay, I know why I do what I do now, because like this is actually at my core, really working with people, being around people. That's actually what I need. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm struggling with um, a lot of screen time. What they're now calling Zoom fatigue, even though we're not using Zoom, but just all the screen time. And yeah, the virtual world, like you, Mr. A, I thrive on interactions with staff, with students, the energy that's in a school. And without that, I just feel like part of me's, limping or not fully alive because that part is not being fed or realized. So I'm struggling with all the computer stuff.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
Much like you guys as well, but I think I'm finding more so this week I'm struggling with motivation. Like I'm struggling with being motivated to. I don't know if it's just the repeatedness of every day is kind of the same thing, and I'm just struggling to keep motivated, to keep like trying to do new things and just like stay on top of things, even like stuff like my daughter's schooling. Like it's hard. So I can just imagine how students are feeling when adults are feeling the same way.
Ms. Dawson, your audio was cutting it. It wasn't secure. Like we heard you.
Okay, I'll fix it up.
See, and this is part of the Zoom fatigue, right? It's all, the computer, the mics, whether the camera works or not, or whether we're on. They're talking about how this interrupts the natural flow of, face to face. So, hey, case in point, aren't we the examples?
There we go.
There we go. Thank you.
Does that sound better?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. My headphones were giving up.
Okay.
They're experiencing fatigue as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used these headphones as much as I'm using them now.
So much, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The last question I was going to ask you guys is, besides family and friends, because I know we're all missing our family and friends that we're not able to see, and we're missing those, hugs and those interactions. What are some of the things day to day that you guys are missing?
Mr. A, you want to go first?
I haven't driven my car in like 5 days.
Oh, okay.
As much as I hate buying gas, driving was always therapeutic,
Yes, agreed.
That kind of, I went to school out of town. And I remember when I was in Windsor, one of the best things, why I loved this so much is when I was driving to school and back from school, that 3-hour drive was like the most, so I love driving because of it, because you get a chance to think. If there's something that I'm struggling with, by the time I, get in the car, it's a quiet time. I get to listen to music. I don't like to necessarily listen to music too much at home, given I get complaints in here too, because I like to play music loud. So when I'm in my car, I can play music as loud as I want. So driving, I find like I'm even behind on new music right now. Why? Because usually when I get in my car, I'll, Spotify or something and kind of, catch up and stuff. I listen to podcasts also while I'm driving. So I feel like trying to incorporate that in my day while I'm at home now is hard.
Yes.
So, and then when I go for walks and I'm trying to listen to podcasts, this is not the same, right? So, I think that's one thing I actually really miss. I don't miss buying gas, but I miss driving. And then whenever I jump in my car, if I feel like the tires are flat or something, just like the car hasn't been driven, so it's like, this is weird feeling. But yeah, it's just something I noticed. I'm sure there's more, but it's one thing that I miss.
Yeah, I'm with you there. As much as I complain about the commute, that hour to work and hour
Mhm.
home, when I would listen to audiobooks, oh, like that was a good time for me. I'm also missing, this is going to sound like I'm such a consumer, but I miss just meeting people up at a coffee shop
Hmm.
Sure.
or going to Indigo. I know some stores are open, but I get the sense that because they have to limit how many people can go in a store, there's going to be a lineup. So
Mhm.
I would feel guilty for going in there and taking my time and dawdling, which I
Mhm.
love to do at Indigo,
Mhm.
and just to smell all the books and all that. So I just miss that pace of being able to do that sort of thing. Now there seems to be I mean, not that there's anything wrong about thinking about other people and being aware of my own actions. And, if I go to the grocery store, in, out, get what you need and get out. So I just miss the slower pace, of being able to go, hey, Miss Dawson, Mr. A, you want to meet at a coffee shop? Like
Yeah,
it's
everything
that
is
kind of thing that I miss.
very
I
true.
agree with both of you. And I didn't even think of those things when Mr. A was talking. I missed like the radio morning show that I haven't
Yeah,
heard. Well, I've been
I'm
off work for
telling
a
you.
year prior to this, so I haven't heard the morning shows in a very long time, which I'm
Yeah.
missing. And absolutely, it's the convenience of, oh, I just got to run in here and grab this,
Yeah.
or oh, I'm just going to stop at the dollar store on the way home. And you can't do that. It's just not that easy. And especially with kids, like I can't have I don't want to have them with me and take them into the stores. So it has to
Mhm.
be very planned out. And
Yes.
normally it's taking me like what would take me, an hour to go to 3 stores and get what I have to do is now taking me half a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
And
just little things.
And it's the, do I have my mask? Do I need a mask? Is it
Yeah.
mandatory in this store? How long's the lineup?
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, speaking of morning shows, let's keep this light. What morning shows do you listen to on the radio?
I feel like they've all changed. I feel like they're all different now. I kind of like pop around between a couple of them, and God, it's been over a year. I don't even remember their names. I
Right.
used to
I
listen to
like
Y108 at once upon a time, and I don't even know if that's still a thing.
Yeah. No,
I like
it's still Shauna and whoever,
Yes.
but the third guy is not there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Steve Harvey show. I think we catch it from the US side.
Hey, Steve Harvey. I
Oh,
read
okay.
one book of his. It was back in a time when I was, still single and struggling to find someone. It was act like a lady, think like a man. Yeah, but it was
Yeah,
some
that
good advice.
that was some
One
good stuff.
one thing, if people are watching, if students are watching, one advice Steve Harvey said in that book was, ladies have high standards, or have if a man is worth having, or you could open it up, say anyone, any person worth being in relationship with, will go through the hoops you set up. If they really like you, they'll go through the hoops. So don't settle.
Mm.
I
And I
agree.
thought, okay,
Shout
coming
out, shout
from,
out to Steve Harvey for that for
yeah,
that
like
good advice.
that was it was really
It's
helpful
a
because
powerful method.
sometimes we settle, right? We
Yep.
think, oh, who am I to deserve someone who's great or whatever? No, don't settle.
Don't settle.
Anyone worth being in a relationship with will go through the hoops you set up so that you get treated the way you deserve to be treated. Yeah.
Yes, I 100%.
Anyway, sorry. So that's my little Steve Harvey thing. So you listen to Steve Harvey from the stateside.
Yeah, it's a great radio show. It's funny. They have a lot of jokes,
Oh, I bet.
and it's more of like a comedy show, and like they talk about just real life issues. It's good. It's good stuff.
Good. I float between Y108, Q107, 98.1. Like I'm just a surfer because I hate commercials. Like just make me laugh or play music, but I don't want to hear commercials. So I'm always,
That's it.
scanning. Yeah.
That's it, guys. That's all I
That's it.
had. I just kind of wanted to get
Get-
some conversations flowing about, what we've been doing and how we're handling things. And
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you have any questions that you have for us, or any topics that you want us to unpack, please comment below, like our video, subscribe. We're really looking to see you guys in the near future, and hopefully until
Yes.
then we can continue to have great dialogue here.
All right. So until next week, everyone, take care. Reach out. We're here. We are your STA mental health care team. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.